What's up, family and friends? Welcome to the Woke Nation. And I hope you're doing great wherever you are, enjoying your life because life is good. So, welcome to this live broadcast. And I encourage you to join me. You have any idea or any knowledge you want us to learn from or to benefit from, drop it on the comment box. Just share with us. I may need it. Somebody else may need it. All right, so we are here to know it all of us, without anyone stopping us, without anyone hindering us, living our life because this is our world. This is the world we know. So this world, we must make this world a better place for us, starting with yourself and with that spot you are occupying. How are you living there? You have to enjoy it. All right. I'm sharing what I titled The Jealous Cow. The Jealous Cow. Yesterday, I come across that video and I downloaded it and share it with our people. And it make a lot of sense. It teaches us a lot of stuff. And from there, I want to share with us what concerns us also about that God they force on us. They say that God is a jealous God. So from this jealous cow, I will show us the clip and the continue, the jealous cow. I want you to think and tell me, why are we jealous? Why are people jealous, or why somebody jealous? Are we all truly jealous? Naturally. So feel free to share. So let me show us this. Again. See? So it happens, right? What do you think? It happens. It happens, right? Para my para. Eleyo. Anya. The jealous cow. Such thing happens. In your own judgment, how do you judge that clip? The cow was there initially, maybe toasting the girl or having some discussion with his girlfriend. But if you check the tail of the female cow, it's already out. In other words, she is ready for sex. So the other cow coming from behind, he noticed this guy is talking too much, or this guy is wasting time. He got erection. And the mouth, the female cow did not say anything. Okay, yeah, that's what I want. But the other cow gets angry. And horn that one out and down. And the woman be like, what happened? Come on, why did you stop this? What happened? There are things that goes on in our mind, or reason why we do what we do, or we react the way we react, that many people don't consider it when they see issues around us. You're supposed to, know why, know the intentions, why somebody did so thing or say so things. You don't just run with the crowd. They condemn this act, you also condemn it. They condemn this person, you also condemn that person. No. Always try to judge the situation, judge the things that happen. In other words, use your own mind. Religion don't want you to judge. They say, judge not, so you will not be judged. No, you're supposed to. That's why you have the mind of your own. You have your own brain. Activate that brain. That's how you act. Somebody said that understanding is like You know, spirituality is understanding, or spiritual, or being spiritual is understanding. I say no. There's nothing spiritual about understanding. Understanding means you make thorough investigation, you ask questions and come to conclusion. When you understand, okay, this is what I understand about this, then this is my judgment. So that's why some people will say, according to my understanding, that according to my judgment. There's nothing wrong judging things and judging people. All right, so the main thing, you have to get the facts surrounding it, so that when you make that judgment, even maybe all the people are against it, the reasonable ones that will come later will find out, yes, you are right. And that's why, you know, truth does not have two versions. It's one version. Factual truth is one version. It does not have two versions. In fact, it does not have version. It's factual truth. That's what it is. You cannot translate it, cannot change it, you cannot tamper with it. No. Anything outside that is a lie. So why are we jealous? I come up with this. I say that we are jealous when we create things. We're jealous about things we created. We don't want anyone to mess it up, right? So we're jealous. We're jealous about that because we put that effort into creating it. In other words, we labored for it. You are jealous for what you labored for. Like you build your house, you don't want somebody to come and mess it up. Or you labor to buy a car, you don't want somebody to mess it up. Or you labor to get married, you don't want somebody, especially men. Let me say, mostly in Africa, where men pay a lot to marry a woman, where men go through a lot to marry a woman, despite what the families will contribute, family of the man and family of the man or of the woman. But what that man that have decided to get married in Africa go through to get married, you will justify their jealousy because of what they went through. So that's why, because it was not a gift given to them. Even sometimes, if somebody has given you gift and they call your name on that gift, you're also jealous about it. You don't want somebody else to take it away. You don't want somebody else to come and mess it up. So why are we jealous? You're also jealous for what you paid for, what you bought with your hard-earned money, what you dreamt about it, you saved for it, then you go and buy it, then somebody else come messing with it. You will be jealous for it because it is yours. You know what you went through. All right. But the question is this: who is jealous for what is not his or hers? That's where the picture of God comes in. That's picture of evil God, evil man comes in. The wicked God. The wicked God is jealous for what is not his. You labored for something, and they say, no, you must pay this. You must bring this. It is mine. The earth is the Lord's, the fullness thereof. I am the maker of heaven and earth. Everything in it belongs to me. You must bow before me. You must worship me. You must do what I commanded you to do, or what I demand from you. The wicked God. That's why when you read a place like Isaiah chapter 45, verse 7, he said he create evil. He said all the evil happening, he said he do all those things. But the truth is this: there's no God that is doing anything in reality. It is people who are doing that thing. So the faith or belief in God, or believers in God, they naturally have that jealousy, just as their God. They're jealous for their religion, for their faith. If you speak anything contrary to it, they come after you. Although it's not theirs, but they are fighting for it. You see Africans fighting for the God of Israel. They become jealous now for God of Israel. Why they have not seen that God of Israel, and that God of Israel cannot help them in their time of need. See how they are suffering. See how government are maltreating them. See how people are controlling them and making life miserable for them. Yet they tell you they believe in that God, and they will fight you. to keep that God. In fact, they will see you as enemy if you don't believe in that God. You see, those that call themselves the Hebrew Israelites, you see how they are jealous for their religion to the extent they believe the lie that their own brothers sold them into slavery. Why did they believe that? Because they read the book. They believe what the book said about the Exodus, why Exodus never happened. There is no historical record that a people called the people of Israel were enslaved by Egyptians. It never happened. There's no record of Moses. There's no record of Aaron. There's no record of Potiphar. There's no record of all those bullshit they wrote in the Bible telling you it actually happened. But people that read it and believe it, they become jealous for that their faith, for that their religion. Now your own siblings, your own people, one blood with you, you believe they hate you, they sold you. But sometimes I say, can't these people even think? You see, the siblings of or brothers of Joseph sold him into slavery, right? So when they came in contact with Joseph again, what did Joseph do? Even following their own story, that story that corrupted their mind to believe their own brothers sold themselves, their own brothers into slavery. So they now say, no, I'm not African. I'm a Hebrew Israelite. I am not black. I'm a Hebrew Israelite. They keep denying themselves. I also laugh out loud when I think one of our brothers sent something in my inbox, some audio recording. Igbo people talking about how people are denying they are not Igbos. Of course. You won't force people. People can claim anything. You see African Americans saying they are not Africans, they're Americans. There is reason why they are doing all that. If something changed, they will also change. Because such people are looking for change, something to happen. So when you believe in God that is evil, when you have God that is evil, he says he's one that creates evil. And you see, those people that believe in that God, they are even fighting, saying that God is not the one that created evil. He said Satan created evil. But they have the same book, preach from the same book that said God himself said in that book, he is one that creates evil. He's one that's doing all things, good and evil, in the world. But they tell you, no, it's Satan. Okay, you ask them who created Satan. They say God. But God is not the one that created evil. So when you believe in God, you know, you become jealous like that God. A God that got jealous when people started living their life. He got jealous and said, let me go and stop them. That God shouldn't be your God. You shouldn't fear that God. You shouldn't worship that God, because that God is made up God. It's evil God. So when you have that God, you begin to act and live like that God. You see, some Christian, did I say some? All Christian parents, they treat their children as they read God treating his children in the Bible. You see them cursing their children. Where do we learn cursing our children? We learn it from what the evil God said in the Bible. They say, oh, the father disciplining the children he loves. There's no need for such discipline in the first place if that God or that father really played his role as God and the father. When you take good care of your children, you always there, make sure you live like father. You will not need to discipline them because they will be doing what you want. So, and if you have power to make your children not to disobey you, why not do that? Why are you testing your children? Why are you putting your children through suffering, through hardship, for them to profess their love for you? Oh, show me you love me. But you are the one that created them. You are the one that bring them forth. So why are you demanding love from them? Why are you demanding loyalty from them? You are the one that made them. So if you want them to be loyal, make them loyal. Why are you putting some of them will defend their God, saying no, he did not make them rabbi, he gave them free will to choose. He gave them free will to choose, and at the same time give them commandment. That's bullshit. It doesn't make sense, and there's nothing about religion that makes sense. So the God they worship is like that jealous cow. In Exodus chapter 20, verse 3, he said, I am the Lord. You know, you shall have no other God beside me or before me. That's nonsense. If you are God, so who made the other gods you don't want your children to be loyal to? You say you are the God, you made all things. Then who made those gods? You are the one that made those gods, and you don't want your children to bow to those gods. You don't want your children to make their own gods. But you are the one that made them. So why can't you be responsible and fix your children? Instead of killing them, they say one time he decided to kill everyone. Although in the beginning they say he said everything he made was good. But now he repented. God repented. He said, oh, my spirit will no longer strive with these people. You know, all the intentions of their heart is to do evil. But you are the one that created evil. You are the one that created them. Then he started to drown them, except 8 people. 8. He drowned the whole world, both children, both pregnant women, unborn and born. He drowned everyone out of anger. That God have anger problem, anger issue. He must go for therapy. So believers in God, you see them acting like God because they have been lied to, embrace ignorance against knowledge. That's the first thing you see, you will notice in everyone that believes in God. They lack the knowledge of factual truth. They fight against knowledge. Anything that will come to show them way out of that cage, way out of that dungeon, way out of that lie, way out of that deception, they fight against it. They refuse to be like Eve in the Bible. It doesn't matter what God said to Adam. Eve listened to the wise one, the serpent. And that's why Jesus said to his disciples, be wise as serpents in your Bible or in their Bible. So the first thing that faith in God or believers in God will show is, the reason why they become jealous for what is not theirs is because they have been lied to embrace ignorance instead of knowledge. Genesis chapter 2, 16 and 17, he said, God said, out of all these 3, you can eat, but this one, do not eat it. That is the tree of the knowledge of evil and the good, or good and evil. So he said, don't eat the tree of knowledge. He said, the day you eat it, you will surely die. Not you will spiritually die. Not you will temporarily die. He said, you will surely die. And according to their book. But if, say to Adam, the God that gave you this instruction must be evil. And if I see any superior knowledge or superior wisdom, I will go for it. This wise one came and said, has God said? He said, God said, he said, God knows. That's what makes you God. That's what shows you are God, knowledge. He said, for God knows. God don't believe. God knows. It is morons that believe. It is those who lack knowledge that believe. But God, those who have come to the knowledge of themselves, those who know themselves, they know. They don't believe. They don't believe things because you say it. They do their own research and come up with decision to benefit them. Say, for God knows that the day you eat it, you will be like God, knowing. That is only where you can be God. When you know, you do what you know. What is God? Things or people that or persons that create. That's the definition of God. God has nothing to do with deity. Deity is a human being gone wrong, according to our ancestor, Dr. Ben. You are worshiping what? What your fellow human being created. Something is wrong with you. That's why a deity is a human being gone wrong. The God you're worshiping was created by your fellow human being, and you are worshiping God. You are greater than the God you are worshiping. Something is wrong with you. Say if you eat it, your eyes will, and they ate, their eyes open. That's where we find out that God is a liar. Anyone that forbids you from knowing is a liar. Anyone that tell you you cannot know it all is a liar. Anyone that tell you you don't have to know, don't worry, on the last day you will know, is a liar. But the wise one will always tell you the truth. The serpent said it. That's why the Egyptians, serpent signifies resurrection, erection, it stands. The cobra. But I don't like seeing that animal around me. They ate it. Their eyes open. Before Eve reached to that fruit, he saw it, said, this fruit is able to make one wise. It is good for food. Why is this wicked God forbidding us from eating it? We need to be wise. We need to eat better. We need to live better. And she ate and gave to. That's the type of woman every man needs. When you have such woman, you will not be jealous, because she is whoever she allow that will comes in. The woman that goes after knowledge, after wisdom, that's the woman you need. Not the woman that believes. All these prayer warrior wives, you see how they are suffering in their family, and it's affecting their husband, their children. The same goes to a man who is a prayer warrior. It affects their children and their wife. Children suffering and denying. They become believers in God, jealous for what is not theirs. They're jealous. I don't want to lose heaven. It's my God. It's my God. Even they get upset when they watch porn and see people saying, God, oh my God, oh God, oh God. They say they're using the name of God in vain. I've heard some preachers say that on radio and all that. Say they're using the name of the Lord in vain. Is it your name? They say God, they say Jesus while they are having sex. It has nothing to do with you. It's not your name. Why are you fighting for that God? Because you are jealous. You believe in that God. You become jealous like that God. And they lie to you. Now you embrace ignorance and don't care about knowledge. You go research. You only attack. Shut up. You don't know what you're saying. God, we did it. Where are you the God? The second thing they have, because they believe in, they are believers in God because they are confused. They are confused about themselves. And when human beings are confused about themselves, they begin to behave like animals, fighting for what is not theirs. Those three cows, the female cow does not belong to the other cow. So any other cow, any other male cow is free to mount her. And when that cow senses she's ready, the tail is already erected, open, he mounted. But this jealous one came. Yeah, this my man. Although it's close to me, you come from somewhere and take it. Don't you see how white people jealous of black people in America? I mean, the immigrants. Yes, even African Americans in America. Don't you see how they're jealous of the immigrants? Why? They say that the immigrants has come and messed up the whole thing for them. Before, employers treat employees with respect, like, treat them somehow. You don't just maltreat them. But now you fire one person, 20 people will line up for that one job. So they be like, these people came to take our job. You see Republicans also saying that. or Americans saying that, oh, Mexicans are coming over. The illegal immigrants, they are coming, taking our job. But you weren't doing that job. You weren't available to do that job, but now they are doing it, making money, driving a better car than you, having better house than you. You become jealous, envious. They are coming here to take our job. Quit your job. If you work, you get paid. You see? So they are confused people, believers in God, who are confused about themselves. They don't know themselves. That's why they become animals, behaving like animals, and they are proud to say, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. Yet they want many things. Yet they say, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. They just keep quoting the Bible. I deleted or I did not approve. Well, every day I don't approve any message from Christians. They want to post on my group, so I put it that admin must approve it. So when I see it, I don't approve it. So that young man, I said, this young man, I used to do this thing now. Then he quoted Ephesians chapter 6. He said, finally, brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. I said, you see what he just quoted? Which Lord is he talking about? Which Lord are you going to be strong in? A Lord you have not seen. But he's just quoting what somebody wrote to control people or to confuse them the more. So you said the Lord is your shepherd, the Lord you have not seen, but you say you are a sheep. He's your shepherd. And he is taking care of you while he's not. You are suffering. Also, the next thing, they are believers in God. They are jealous for what is not theirs because they have been conquered. They have been conquered. They are subject to fear, the fear of God. They become subjects to fear of God, fear of God's wrath. God will do this. God will do that. Remember what he did to Nebuchadnezzar. Remember what he did to Aaron. Remember what he did to Pharaoh. Those things never happen. If God did all that to those kings in your Bible, why is he not doing anything to those tyrants now in reality who are making life miserable to you? Now we are talking about coronavirus. How many people have died of coronavirus and still dying? More than 120 people has died in America out of coronavirus. And on their money, you see, in God we trust. Which God? Have you seen any God? You see every president of America saying, God bless the United States of America. Where is God blessing them? It doesn't exist. But that's the name they use to confuse people and conquer people. And those that are conquered believe that God exists. And are praying to the same God that their slave masters or those that conquered them are praying to. But those who conquered you are pretending that God exists. So you join them ignorantly, pretending that God exists because no one has seen that God. Conquered people, they will say, the Lord is my shepherd, because they are animals. They behave like that cow. You are there. The female cow needs sex. You didn't give the sex. Then the other cow is available and gave the sex. You become jealous and fight. You married. You denying your wife sex. You can't satisfy her. Now she finds somebody that can satisfy her. You get jealous. You denying your husband sex or what you're supposed to do as his wife. Then he find out in another woman. You become jealous, calling her husband snatcher. No, it's not. You are the one that is husband destroyer or wife destroyer. You have to take care of yourselves. If you are not, somebody else will do that. You know, before you get married, you know how sexy you are. You used to dress good, post nice picture on Facebook. But now you are married. Finally, God have answered your prayer. You drop all those makeups you used to put on that attracted that man in the first place to you. And you are not the first person that man have had sex in his life before meeting you. And you think you will be the last person. That is the greatest lie any man will tell you. You are the only woman in my life. That's bullshit. Unless that man is so wretched and so sick that he see you as the only hope of his life. But the day that man will get little money or get little health, you will find out, no, that man can go for even somebody that is more ugly than you. Conquered people, they are subject to fear of God. A God they have not seen, a God that cannot help them in reality. The fourth thing they are, which make them jealous for what does not belong to them, is that they are convinced people. They have been convinced to hate factual truth, to hate even their family members. Like Luke chapter 14:26, Jesus said, you must hate your family members, even yourself, for you to be his disciple. So many of our people has been convinced to hate themselves. I am nothing without you, Lord. Fill me, Lord. More of you, Lord, no of me. You are my all. So when they go in, you hear them, I surrender, or they surrender their brain, they surrender their mind, they surrender their ability, they surrender their strength, they surrender whatever that would have made their life better for an imaginary being they have not seen. God, Jesus, they surrender their life. When you surrender your life, which life are you living? You are living a fake life. That's why I say faith is fake. And everyone living by faith is living fake life. The fifth thing, that been converted. Anyone that has been converted from good to evil, from being human to animal. And that's what the missionaries actually did to us Africans. They crossed the land and sea to convert us. After their own brethren has conquered us, confused us, conquered us, convinced us, then they came and converted us. Now we can say we are children of God, not anymore the children of men and women. We now say we are children of God. Which God are you talking about? He's in heaven. Can I see that God? No, after you die. You believe that because you have been converted. According to Matthew chapter 23, verse 15. They converted you. You are now wicked, twice than those missionaries. That's why you see our brethren who are ministers, called ministers of God, they are the ones sucking us dry, sucking our people dry, coming up with all kinds of strange dreams and revelations just to make themselves rich and make our people poorer. And many see it as right thing to do. It's not. We must change all that. We don't supposed to be converted for any reason. We are humans, all of us. Then the sixth thing, which is the last one, is they are controlled. That's why they are jealous for what is not theirs. A God they have not seen, heaven they have not seen, and they cannot see, they cannot go, they don't know the address, they don't know the location, but they are jealous for it. They can hate you for it. And because they are controlled, they remain good slaves under the evil system, praying and waiting for a savior that will never come, a savior they have not seen. Somebody you should be waiting for is somebody you have seen before. Somebody you have seen before. That's somebody you'll be waiting for. When you read your Bible, those people that Jesus said, watch and pray, are people who died with him before he went to the cross, according to your Bible. Not people that never know him before. That's why Thomas said, I will not believe what you're saying until I see and touch the hole in his hand. I don't want to, because I used to know him. I want to feel it. So stop waiting for the Lord or God or Savior you have not seen. For you to do that is because you have been controlled. They control you with their book, holy book, telling you there is a God that will come and do something for you. Why that God never existed. And you are waiting for a Savior from heaven to come and save you. Heaven you don't know, that Savior you don't know, but you are waiting. So if you see Jesus today, how does Jesus look like? You still see the European picture, the white Jesus they gave to you, or the black Jesus they gave to you. And some of us that are still believing, oh, Christianity is true, because Ethiopia Bible existed thousands years before the King James Version or European Bible. You don't know who took Christianity to Ethiopia. You don't know the origin of the Bible you're talking about. Check the date. Then you find out our Egyptian text existed thousands of years before the Ethiopian Bible, European Bible, or Torah, whatever holy book you are talking about today. Our own Egyptian text existed thousands of years before them, and they copied from them. That's why you cannot find the original Torah. You cannot find the original Bible. You cannot find the original Quran because they borrowed from our originality, the ancient Egyptian text, which the white people call the Book of Death. Because when you come to that book, their religion will die. That you will see Christianity die. You will see Judaism die. You see Islam die. When you come in contact with the ancient Egyptian text, you will find out all this bullshit you see in their holy book was stolen and plagiarized from the Egyptian text. So in closing, I will ask you to not be like that jealous cow, or that this jealous God they gave to us, they call Yahweh, Jehovah, Allah, Jesus. No, don't be like them. Don't be jealous. Live your life. Take care of yourself as a person. Take care of yourself. You don't need to be jealous. Let's say you have a girlfriend or you're married, but they decide to sleep with somebody else, then let them be. Let them go. Why you are attaching your life there is because, as I said in the beginning, because you feel you are the one that created it, you are the one that labored for it, and you pay for it. How dare you touch my wife? So where were you before your wife went astray? Where were you? Take care of your spouse. It's that simple. If I'm not saying now, oh, I don't know who is fucking my wife. Excuse me. I say that to every adult I come in contact. Is the woman that will determine who she will open her leg to. No matter how much you pay, no matter what you think you are doing. If you're not doing what that woman really wants, and she feels somebody else can do it better than you, she will open it, and there's nothing you can do unless you join the evil people to kill her. Take care of your wife. Take care of your husband. If you don't do that, somebody else will take care of them. And you will call them all the evil you want. You kill them. In the next life, they will come and kill you. Yes. Some death, you don't know why it happens. They say so person kills so person. Revenge is called karma. That is the real karma. It's not the useless karma the religion teach you. No. The real karma is this. Whatever you sow in this life, you will reap it in the next life. You say you don't believe in that. Okay. You say you don't believe, so you don't know. That's why you believe. We are persons. We are not properties. But you see, they have been converted you saying, I'm God's property. I belong to God. Now, I don't belong to any God. I am not even my parents' property. I don't belong to my parents. No, we all are in this. My parents gave birth to me in this life. I may give birth to them in my next life, in our next life. So I don't believe that. I didn't ask you to believe. So why are you talking about believe? You need to know, not believe. You have to take care of yourselves as persons, not as properties. So sometimes when you see, especially like Nigerian men, treating their wife the way they're treating them, is because they bought them like property. After, in case that's what marriage is all about. Marriage is slavery. Hmm. Marriage is slavery, yes. Marriage is anti-nature. You may say it's natural, but look at your life now. Why wouldn't you let another man fuck your wife? Because you have bought her as slave. She's your slave. Don't touch my wife. What is slave? What is slavery? So I offended one lady because she said that African marriage, African family is slavery. You know, they treat their wife as slave. I said, "See," and it's a black African American woman. I just remove her from my friend list because anyone that talk any negative thing against my people, I mean, in a serious matter, I don't care who you are. I just get away from you. I don't need you around me, and you don't need me. We are persons, we are people, we are not properties. We are persons to care for, not properties to enslave or to be enslaved. No, we are persons. We're supposed to be caring for one another. But it's because the system has made us to see people as property. We have put money on everything. If you don't have money, you cannot have somebody or even friend. Now you don't have money, no friend. No show for you, no sex for you if you don't have money. No woman will give it to you. And you say you want to go to prostitutes. Prostitutes will not give it to you free either. You have to pay. But at least that one is cheaper. Okay, you go for cheaper one. And it is not permanent. We are not properties to be bought and enslaved. No. We are persons, we are people. We need to treat each other as ourselves. We need to live. You don't need any law or commandment to tell you how to treat your fellow human beings. You call them your fellow human beings. So it's natural for you to treat them as you treat yourself. Always pinch yourself. That's how you know the other person will feel. You know how you feel when you are hungry. Then when you see somebody hungry, what are you supposed to do? But if it's your enemies, don't feed your enemy, please. Don't feed your enemy. Even if they say, I'm dying, I'm hungry. Yeah, let them die. Don't feed your enemy. So what are you saying? Fact. Because if you feed them, they will gain strength. Then they will come and kill you. You say, God will judge you. Which God? You are the God that's supposed to judge. You refuse to judge. Then the person kill you. You think imaginary God will judge. It will not. You kill yourself. As I said, we can redirect ourselves. We can call to order one another. We can learn from one another without jealousy. We can live like people, living humanly, not like animals. We are not animals. Remember, some people say we are animals. We are not. I'm not animal. I'm not like good. Although sometimes we behave a lot, but we are not the same. I don't have the same gene with them. Whether it's monkey, goat, cow, whatever it is, I am not a jealous cow. I am human. And so you should be. Peace.